Hey guys, so welcome back to another video, and in this video I want to talk about emotional eating. I talk a lot about binge eating in my channel, but I noticed that some of you guys have like emotional eating, like you get mad or upset and you go eat. This is bad for multiple reasons. First of all, it could be bad because of the food choices you are having. Most time when you're emotional eating, you would pick high sugar, high salt, high sodium, high calorie foods that are unhealthy, junk foods. Most time, that's the food you would go to when you're emotional eating. I'm not a big emotional eater, honestly, and so I can't, like, I do it, but it's also a habit. It's something you can get rid of because I feel like I was falling into that habit. Like, I would feel something, I would go eat. I would feel something, I would go eat. Instead of doing that, if you're like emotional, try to change that. What I did is I changed my habits. So instead of going and eating, I would color. Instead of like the coloring stress relief books. Instead of eating, I would go for a walk. Specifically when you're emotional. I'm not saying you are really hungry and you're just trying to distract yourself from not eating. I'm saying specifically when you're emotional, when you're angry, when you're sad, when you're upset, when you got into a fight, don't go and eat because that's not going to make it better. And my mom actually told me that she read a book on psychology with like related to food. And when you eat when you're emotional, especially angry, it is actually very bad for you. Not just because of the food you're eating, but the way your body processes the food during this stage of anger. Usually it's when you're angry you go eat, right? And your organs, the way they react to food is really, it's not good when you're emotional, when you're angry. She told me that it's better to cool down and then go eat. Cool down, relax, go eat when you're actually hungry. Don't eat when you're, even if you're hungry but you're really emotional, don't go eat. It's bad for your health. Not just, like I said, not because of the food choices specifically, even though that could also affect, but because of the way your body processes the food and the way your body reacts to that food at that time. I'm pretty sure she said something that it's bad for your heart. It's bad for like some of your other organs as well, because it's like a lot of pressure, not pressure, but a lot of like stress. When you're angry, think about it. What is happening? Your heart might be beating faster. You might have like, you don't know what's going on inside. Like you're with your organs when you're mad. I mean, there's scientific like things that goes on, but like you don't realize all these little things. So if you're emotional and you go eat, it's not gonna be good for your organs inside. It's not gonna be, you're not gonna feel good. And obviously there's also things that, like, if you're angry, maybe you go emotional eat, you might be eating fast, you might choke. Like, you emotional eating, don't eat when you're emotional. Because, and I know it's like, don't eat when you're emotional, like, oh yeah, it's not that easy as you make it sound. But I understand because I did start, like, I never really was an emotional eater, but at some point I did start doing things like that. Like, I'm upset, go have food. Even if I'm not hungry, just go have food. It's kind of like, it's there, it's something to do. Usually when you're emotional, you just need to do something. Listen to some music. Think about this. How can I get my emotions out? That's how I started to view it. How can I start to get my emotions out? Don't put stuff in, food, but try to get it out, okay? And then you could have food when you're hungry and relaxed and all this. So one thing I do is I actually have a love journal. So whenever you're mad at someone, write them, it's called like a love letter, and you write why you're mad at them, like just a letter to them, a loving letter, explaining why you're mad or whatever, and it actually calms you down. Go color, go for a walk, if you're really, really mad, one thing that helped me was going and doing some like cardio, like punching a punching bag, or doing, because I do jiu-jitsu MMA, so that's kind of like that, so I could go and do some MMA and feel better, go for a jog, like get that energy out. And I would often view as like when I would sweat, it would kind of be like, yeah, like I'm getting all this out, and then I would feel much better. I would calm down, whatever, and think about whatever is your problems. Like during whatever I'm doing, I'm releasing my like anger or upset or whatever I am. Coloring, watching a movie, talking to your family, it really helps. So things like that. Don't go to food. Just try to, like, and I understand it's gonna be hard, especially if you're a like, there's obviously different levels of emotional eating because it's also like a habit, just like it is with drinking. There's different levels. There's somebody who would go and just drink, once a week after getting upset or with something, or someone who's gonna drink every day after getting upset from even little things. So like you might be at that point where you're even upset over a tiny little thing or tiny little conflict or tiny little problem, you go eat. So no matter how bad it is, you could always change it and just start working on it right now. So if you, after this video, get upset that you emotional eat or you just binge ate, calm down, just think about it. Just think about it. Just sit down and think about it. Like, okay, so right now I would go eat. That's what I would do. How am I gonna feel afterwards? This is not, like, think about it that it's not good for your body, but your organs and all that stuff. It's not good for your health. It's a really negative, actually, effect on your health. Look around you. Read a book. Read a book about emotional eating. And watch a movie, just find something to do that's not related to food. I, and if it's really hard for you not to think about food when you're emotional, change it up a little bit at least. Go cook something for later. Go watch a cooking show, like a funny maybe cooking show. Something that maybe isn't like completely not food, but something that won't make you eat when you're emotional, because it's really bad for your mental. It's a bad habit too, because you should be using food more as your fuel and not just an emotional escape or whatever. So my conclusion is that emotional eating is a struggle, but it's also a habit that you can break. I'm not saying starve yourself, distract yourself when you're really, really hungry. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that when you are emotional, whether it's happy, if you're happy, go do something happy. Like if you're happy, don't go and, okay, I'm gonna buy a cheesecake now, because most likely you're gonna do that and then you're gonna eat it and then you're not gonna be so happy a lot of times. Maybe not, but if you are, then that's not a good thing. If you're happy, go do what makes you happy. Go share with people. Go, if you're religious, maybe go like pray about it, or if you're not religious, then go watch a movie to celebrate. Go for a hike to celebrate. Make yourself a bath and treat yourself to celebrate. Just find a way to celebrate that is not related to food. Or if you're upset, like sad, do something, maybe listen to, like what I do if I'm sad, to some sad music that just can cry it out. Don't, because if you're not gonna cry it out, you're gonna want to eat. That's what I found myself. If I'm sad, I will go and not make myself cry, but just take a time to actually let it all out and cry. If you're mad, go punch the punching bag, like get your energy. You have to, with each emotion, there's gonna be a different way we're gonna deal with it, honestly. Like if I'm happy, I might color or read. If I'm upset, I might go listen to some music, color, write a love letter, like I said, to whoever, if I'm upset with someone. Mad, same thing, I might write a love letter that's, getting my mad emotions out. If I'm happy, I will go and draw or read or dance, listen to happy music, talk to my family, joke around, look at some memes, anything like that. But try to distance away from emotional eating, not just because of the food or you'll gain weight, not just because of that, because it's actually bad for your health. And I'll read more about it and do some more research about it, but if you are interested, definitely read about how emotional eating can damage your inside, like organs and health, not just because of the food, but because of the whole like psychology thing. It's bad for your brain. It's just not good for your body to do that. So yeah, hope you enjoyed this video and see you guys later. Bye.